This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy.
It's deflection by Tim Walz to try. It's worked so long for specifically the Democrats to deflect and to call people racist, to call them Islamophobic, to call them Nazis, to call them a white supremacist, whatever it may be. It's been a deflection tactic by the left to get people to turn a blind eye while they've been funneling millions and billions of dollars to these companies. And now people are sick of it. It's not racist to call out fraud. It's not racist to say that, oh yeah, maybe Somalis in Minnesota, these Somali-ran businesses, not all Somalis are bad, but it's not racist to say that a Somali-ran business is committing fraud. If a white business was committing fraud, we'd also be saying the same thing. And we are saying the same thing when we talk about fraud as well. I'm not trying to point this as a left or right issue. I'm trying to show that fraud is fraud. Literally, Alex, me and you, we work hard. Every American works hard. And it's not fun whether it's 20% or 50% of your paycheck going back into the hands of the government, while people are quite literally receiving billions of dollars in funding that's tax exempt and then sending that money back to fund terrorist groups like the Al-Shabaab, or even if it's just going to their pockets tax-free. We work so hard. It's not fair to any American. This is not a left or right issue. This is just a pure fact that fraud is fraud, and American people are sick of people taking our money that we work so hard for. I mean, X is the #1 news source for most countries in the world right now because that people are able to get that news just straight from their phone without having to go through and get a subscription from the Wall Street Journal to get some propaganda piece. You can get it straight from your phone, and you can follow the people that you trust and that are actually out there in the streets talking to people. So thank you, Elon Musk, because what he's done has helped shape society in many ways, whether it be the election or whether it just be making it so that we can all speak freely here in the United States. And you're seeing the ripple effect across the other countries as well.
Well, I've been following Nick Shirley's work for a few years, and he has reached billions of people, and he's reached hundreds of millions just in the last few days at the eye of the president, Elon Musk, and more. It is Monday, December 19th, 2025. I'm your host, Alex Jones, and right out of the gates of the broadcast, you can see one of his reports on X, 114 million views. I was counting up some of the others. It's like 300 million last few days on X total, and it's just everywhere. This is true journalism. This is true investigation, and it's dangerous. The local investigator has been stabbed and beaten up just in the last few weeks, okay? And they are being chased. They're being attacked. They are being threatened. The police are on the side of the Somalis because we're talking about 24 billion of fraud discovered now. In one day, just going to a dozen or so facilities, they showed 110 million cut and dry, empty buildings, empty medical facilities, P.O. boxes. And even when they get convicted, the local judges overturn the convictions because this is big business. And now people are discovering it in Texas, in Ohio, basically in every state. And at the heart of it, the Somalis. If you got 100 Somalis in your town, look out. But they're the bagmen for the Democrats. It is a pirate culture. It's only with us at the bottom of the hour. Nick Shirley, incredible job at Nick Shirley with 2 Y's at the end on X. Absolutely amazing. And the time we've got, I know you're about to be working on new investigations. We'll just leave it at that for your security issues. But wow, what you've discovered, what you've seen, things that haven't been released yet. You know, some first look at what we're about to be witnessing here. The public is like, where are the indictments? Where's the FBI? Well, let's be fair. You just broke your investigation 3-4 days ago. But this is open and shut. This is equivalent at each facility of a massive bank robbery, cut and dry. Nick Shirley, this is just amazing.
Yeah, it's been crazy to see how long this has been going on for, and now to see the public's reaction. I mean, this has been going on for years now. I just did one video exposing what was happening. And so think about obviously the $100 million that I found, but think about the other billions of dollars that has just been laundered around the world, sent to Somalia, sent to other parts of the world. And I have more about how that money and where that money goes once it comes in here, once they receive the money. But the fraud is exuberant, Alex.
Unbelievable. I mean, obviously your reports are amazing. We can see it happening there, but describe what it's like to actually, be there, to be tailed, to be harassed, to be threatened, have the police, coming after you saying you're not allowed to go knock on doors. I mean, you can really see the whole system. Not just the Somalis are part of this criminal activity. Just 3 years ago, Minnesota had a $16 billion surplus. Now it's a $20+ million deficit. I mean, this is dramatic.
Yeah, it is absolutely dramatic because literally they used to be in a surplus of billions of dollars. Now they're in a deficit. And this has all happened underneath Tim Walz. And the thing here, like you mentioned, the police, they do not have your back. It's very sad. They came after me saying I was harassing people for just simply asking for healthcare rates. And I kept it all in the video for everybody to see so that way people can't say I'm trying to twist things around. But that was just the pure facts of what was happening. And then back in June, the Somalis even jumped me when I was with me and my mom inside of one of their communities. They snagged my camera. They're threatening to beat me. There are Somali gangs just roaming around Minnesota and around Minneapolis. And they're very territorial in a sense that if you come inside their community and if they look at you as opposition, you're treated like it.
It's a major story in the country. Tim Walz's response to it. I want to play that and get your response. And then, I don't know if you've seen this yet, people have been calling the phone numbers on these education centers and these preschools and other facilities. It's not just one now, more videos. And they go to Tim Walz's office. Are you aware of this?
Yes. Someone, I saw that video this morning. I already shared it with everybody because literally the phone numbers to the daycare centers online revert back to the office of Tim Walz, the governor's office.
Wow. Let's play a short clip of the governor responding to this, claiming that this is white supremacy to find $24 million of fraud. Here it is.
This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy.
So it sounds to me, Nick, that Governor Tim Walz is saying that you and others that are out there trying to expose this,
all right, so let's go back to Nick. You get his take on this. I mean, this is total desperation here, and it's all over the country. And all they can do is say you're bad because one company, 5 million, 3 million, 8 million, feeding kids, and no kids are being fed, and it's a P.O. box. I mean, it's just so cut and dry.
It's deflection by Tim Walz to try. It's worked so long for specifically the Democrats to deflect and to call people racist, to call them Islamophobic, to call them Nazis, to call them a white supremacist, whatever it may be. It's been a deflection tactic by the left to get people to turn a blind eye while they've been funneling millions and billions of dollars to these companies. And now people are sick of it. It's not racist to call out fraud. It's not racist to say that, oh yeah, maybe Somalis in Minnesota, these Somali-ran businesses, not all Somalis are bad, but it's not racist to say that a Somali-ran business is committing fraud. If a white business was committing fraud, we'd also be saying the same thing. And we are saying the same thing when we talk about fraud as well.
Well, I know what my listeners are saying, and I'm sure you're getting it as well. What is your view or idea of how fast we should see a DOJ task force, not just an ICE task force there rounding up the illegal aliens? Over half of the Somalis they've now proven have came in with fraudulent names, fraudulent information, or there illegally. We need to obviously deport them. The DOJ has announced that most of the funding to these federal programs is now being cut, but that's not enough. I mean, we need to see serious action. And I don't see with your report being so mega viral and now all these other reporters going out to other addresses and duplicating and just literally showing it in live time. I don't see how the Trump administration doesn't take total action. And I don't see how at the end of the day, the governor and Elon Omar, who we've tracked back to setting up the scams in the last 4 years, and then protecting it, and then clear money and campaign donations going to them and also going to Somalia. I don't see how they don't all go to prison. So I'll say this, if we don't see Elon Omar and Governor Walz and others indicted very, very soon, I'm going to be very upset. And bare minimum, we better see mass indictments of these Somalis running these open and shut scams.
Yeah, there better be. I mean, we're demanding it. Everyone's demanding it. It's been so interesting. The reason why my video did so well is because I'm not trying to point this as a left or right issue. I'm trying to show that fraud is fraud. Literally, Alex, me and you, we work hard. Every American works hard. And it's not fun whether it's 20% or 50% of your paycheck going back into the hands of the government, while people are quite literally receiving billions of dollars in funding that's tax exempt and then sending that money back to fund terrorist groups like the Al-Shabaab, or even if it's just going to their pockets tax-free. We work so hard. It's not fair to any American. This is not a left or right issue. This is just a pure fact that fraud is fraud, and American people are sick of people taking our money that we work so hard for.
People can find you on YouTube at Nick Shirley. They can obviously follow you on X. Everyone should, but I've seen a lot of your reports. You've been doing this for years. You've been doing it in Europe. Just briefly, what got you started in all this?
Yeah, so I started getting involved into politics when I was in high school. Unfortunately, back in 2020, you couldn't even put Trump's name in a thumbnail or in a title without your video getting demonetized, especially when you're a lower creator. And I actually have been watching I've been watching you, Joe, for a long time. You and Joe Rogan. I think your podcast is what really struck a nerve in me when I was a young high schooler, and I've always been interested in, but you couldn't really do anything about it until now that censorship's been lifted, because we've seen what happens to people like you, Fuentes, Kanye, anybody that speaks out against anything like that, they can come and censor you. However, with Elon buying X, it really leveled out the playing field, and it made all these other social media companies get to a level where they have to allow free speech to happen, or else they're going to lose viewership. So I've been interested. I've been doing this YouTube politics, investigative journalism for 2 years straight now. Every single week for the past more than 104 weeks, I've posted a video every single week, and this has been the biggest story we've broken. But this is just a combination of just consistency and hard work.
So how old are you?
I'm 23.
All right, so think about this, folks. A 23-year-old in 2 years, notice I said 2 years, that's about how long I've been. You immediately had a big effect. I remember when you popped up, just doing simple, smart things that take a little bit of courage and effort and changing the world. You've been having a big effect since day one. Now, your videos conservatively in the last week have 30 times the views of 60 Minutes. Why does Trump obsess over 60 Minutes with 3 million viewers? Why does he went on Elon, had 1 billion listeners. And I'm not mad at the president. I just hope he gets at 79. Sir, this is what you need to be supporting. And not just, being interviewed by Nick Shirley. You need to get the feds very easily can go out with their own information corps, and the Border Patrol, everybody needs their own information corps to go out and show this stuff in live time. And citizens need to do what I've done and what Nick Shirley's done and others, because this stuff is everywhere. In 10 minutes, I can take you 5 minutes to fake learning centers right over here on Old Torf. 3 minutes, okay? I can show you the same stuff being run by all sorts of other organizations, not just Somalis. But I can drive 10 minutes, we're getting ready to do it soon, and show Somalis running the same scams with the autism centers and the fake daycares and all of it. It is everywhere, and it's not just the Somalis. It's the Muslim community in general. In Europe, 90% of them are on welfare. 80% of the crimes and rapes are them. These are the groups coming here, as they say, to colonize us, to take over. They call themselves settlers, and under the Quran, we are the enemy. They're allowed to do anything they want to us because we are not in Islam. So this is literally a pirate invasion for us. You are the modern Paul Revere, and when I look at you and that great investigator we just call, David, obviously, so he doesn't get killed. He's already been stabbed and attacked recently. People understand it's simple, but it takes courage, and it changes the world. So can you speak to David, the investigator, and just other amazing individuals, and then give us a little idea, without letting the enemy know specifics with intel, what's coming next? I know you've got a lot more you're about to do.
Yeah, big shout at David, because he's really what helped me expose this fraud, because he has all the numbers. He's been investigating this for years. But what's more to come here with fraud here in the United States, most things are public records. So when you go and confront these people, it's very obvious when there is fraud taking place. That's one. But it's a huge network of different companies and systems of companies working together. They're all whether it's a daycare, adult daycare, the healthcare, they're all intertwined, especially here in Minnesota. And so when people start looking at these in other places across the United States, you'll find the same thing as well, that they're all intertwined. It's not just some one-off family who's deciding that, oh, we should start a daycare. No, it's a whole network of people all working together. There's webs put together. And here in Minnesota, what's crazy is people have the Leering Daycare Center. It had multiple violations for years, yet they still received $1.9 million. And so it's a whole web of people working together, embedded within the government. Right now, you see Tim Walz, he tries to call people like me a white supremacist and stuff like that. They're all working hand in hand to get this money. It's not just, you just can't allow this to happen, and you can't be stupid enough, especially if you're in the government, to decide, well, this daycare has had 5 violations, let's give it another $2 million.
And again, you went to facility after facility after facility. What is it, like 15 you went to in one day, and still had time the same day to go to the legislature at the end of the hearings and expose and confront people with that. And so there's thousands more of these you could go to in just those Twin Cities. It's exciting, though, to now see other independent journalists going and doing it. But what I'm noticing is there's not a lot of local media doing that on-the-ground stuff. They end up reporting on what you're doing, which, again, shows how in the establishment, real investigative journalism is basically dead.
Yeah, they're incompetent to be able to do it, because what they have to do is they make their video, they have to send it to an editor, and then that editor and the head person above has to then go and approve that video. And so their way of getting their news out has to go through 5 different hands. By that time, it's been twisted in 10 different ways versus it just being fact-based and as transparent as possible. And so that's why people like me and people like you, other investigative journalists, are able to actually expose stuff thanks to people like Elon Musk by giving us X, that platform, the most beautiful platform to be able to share information. That way it can go straight from the producer to the consumer in one way.
Well, that's right. You know, when Elon bought X and went through all that hell and was a game changer for all of us to be able to get the information out to get Trump in, now it's forced a lot of the other big tech to cut back a lot on their censorship. We're seeing it everywhere. From TikTok to YouTube, suddenly our stuff's dominating again, and many others. He was the game changer, and then the bad guys administration ran him out. He's now coming back. And then I really have just lauded Musk, because I'm so thankful for myself, my family, the country. And some people are like, oh, you just kissed Musk's ass. Well, when I get, our ship sinks and he's the lifeboat, I absolutely love Elon Musk. I appreciate Elon Musk. Absolutely. I absolutely back him. And I think we don't give him enough praise for the hell and the terror attacks and all the stuff they did to his company and him. And Reuters got hundreds of millions from the U.S. government to stalk and harass him with private investigators. I mean, we forget the warriors that have stood for us. And Elon Musk has been the game changer. What would you like to say? Would you like to publicly thank Elon Musk? What would you say to Elon Musk right now?
Just thank you. Really, thank you, because what he did by just leveling out the playing field and giving us a platform where we can speak freely, he's not only helped save the United States, he's helping save the United Kingdom, as people are actually able to speak out, whether or not they're able to speak out all across the world. I mean, X is the #1 news source for most countries in the world right now, because that people are able to get that news just straight from their phone without having to go through and get a subscription from the Wall Street Journal to get some propaganda piece. You can get it straight from your phone. You can follow the people that you trust and that are actually out there in the streets talking to people. So thank you, Elon Musk, because what he's done has helped shape society in many ways, whether it be the election or whether it just be making it so that we can all speak freely here in the United States. And you're seeing the ripple effect across the other countries as well.
And he really did it. I mean, he let the nastiest people from all different angles and groups, even some of the stuff I saw, I said, I can't believe this is, but I get it's free speech. Wow. Because he said, I believe the marketplace of ideas. I believe the truth in the end will come out. And now it has exploded to #1 basically all over the world. It's just exponentially growing. And he literally did that and has now empowered billions of people to put out their ideas, their research, their on-the-ground information. And again, it's so fashionable with people that bash Trump all day and say he's not doing a good enough job, and the same people act like they're patriots but bash Elon all day. They don't spend any time on the Democrats, though. No. They're with us, but they're the gatekeepers. They're the authorities. They're the really holy people, that sit back and say, oh, no, Alex Jones is too optimistic and Trump sucks and Elon sucks, while they're on that very platform able to say whatever they want and do, acting like we're the establishment. No, we're taking America and the world back. We're the revolutionaries. We're exposing all this. And when Trump gets off track, we hold his feet to the fire, and almost always he course corrects. This is beautiful. I mean, think of what would happen if Kamala Harris was in right now. The censorship would be worse than ever. The economy would be totally collapsed. They'd still be flooding us with tens of millions of illegals. And just all of this success we've had wouldn't be there. So I'm simply saying we should be thankful, but redouble our efforts like you're doing. I know you got to go. You got big stuff you're about to do. But just give us any little preludes on what's coming next, what you're working on, and again, how does it feel to be such an inspiration? Because now everybody is rushing up there. So the Somalis are all following you. They got pictures of you. They're putting up wanted posters, I was told. But now there's going to be hundreds of journalists. I just love it. I mean, you are creating the chain reaction, my friend.
Yeah, lots of things are coming as far as this fraud being exposed, and it's getting very dangerous. I feel so thankful that people have reached out, people have donated, because just to get security alone for that last video, it cost $4,000. It cost $3,600 to be allowed to go out and do that video. And now it's like even more dangerous. It feels like even just dangerous to be at home. So,
well, you saw the mayor last week say ICE agents are going to get killed. And now they're attacking him even more and shooting at him there and ramming him. Absolutely. So thank God for Brandon Tatum sending in his security team. And people, how do people support you? Because, again, it takes money to win a war. I never even see you with sponsors. I never even see you asking for anything. How do we support you and your great work?
Yeah, the best way, obviously, is just to be watching and sharing the information. And then I do accept donations, whether it be Venmo or Cash App or crypto. People can just reach out to me. It's just Nick Shirley 21. But the most important thing is to be sharing the information and to support. And then if people do want to reach out, they can go ahead and reach out. And everything is on my platforms. If people do want to tip, it's on X, on the tip box and whatnot. But yeah, it's been amazing. And people like you, other people reaching out have been awesome, just to even give me a voice to talk about this stuff. Because like you said, it's dangerous. And if it wasn't for Elon Musk, like, people don't understand how important he is in what's going on in the world, because we're not just like when we talk that we're like in a battle or we're in like a civil war. Well, we're fighting to keep what made America great. It's not a coincidence America became the greatest country in 250 years. All the other countries had thousands of years to do it. So if we don't stand for what made us that great country, we will fall in a way, whether it be from allowing mass immigration to happen or allowing fraud to happen. We won't be the same country, and we won't be that great country that we once were.
Absolute game changer is what you think when you think Elon Musk. Absolute maverick is what you think when you think Elon Musk. Absolute game-changing maverick is what you think when you think Nick Shirley. And that's where I want to be. That's who I want to be associated with, is the people on the front lines fighting for Western civilization and freedom. Buddy, you're awesome. Look, I already said it. I'm not going to tell people when, but I'm already talking to some folks, obviously you. But I am going to be in Minnesota very, very soon. So we'll be talking after some of the stuff you're going to be working on today. We'll be watching very closely what you do. But I know Minnesota well. I was on the network there 25 years, based in Minneapolis. And so the GC network. So I'm going to be going up there as well, because this is really a chain reaction. It's waking people up. And this is irrefutable. And we're going to wipe that arrogant smile off Elon Omar's mouth with the truth, and Tampon Tim. God bless you, Nick Shirley. We'll be watching.
God bless you. Thank you.
So I'm not giving up. I'm not going away. If they shut us down, I got the Alex Jones Network. I don't know, and I'm going over there. You financed it. You paid for it with your support. I'm just telling you, here's the weird paradox. I thought we'd be shut down last year. I thought we'd be shut down 2 months ago. The receiver won't let us order new product over at InfoWarsStore.com. So we're in this paradox now where we're winning, and now they're like, well, you'll actually be open in the middle of next year now and all this stuff, and there's no money because people believe it was going to shut down. Plus, there's no product. But I convinced the receiver. I said, can we at least make fundraising posters, which are very low cost, have a high markup, people know it's an investment, to keep us on the air? Can I do that? I said, yeah, you can do that. I can just tell you, we need your support right now at InfoWarsStore.com. 3 posters I designed, 2 I designed, Rob designed the other one. Defend the West, famous Crusader King, Make No Peace with Evil, Saint Crusader King, and then do like that still image of me. And it is the bestseller. It's I've only begun to fight John Paul Jones, and it's InfoWars 1997 to 2026. And yeah, you can buy unsigned for $25, big posters, glossy in a tube, or you get them for $100. You're like, God, that's huge markup. Yeah, it's a fundraiser. Like when commies give NPR $200 for a ball cap, costs $15. That's the whole point. We're actually winning right now. I don't want to count chickens for their hats. It's not the Democrats. It's not the DOJ holdovers. They're going to shut us down. If you don't go get these posters and you don't support us, and I'm not bitching at you, I'm just telling you. I'm not saying you got to do it. Then you'll be the ones that shut us down. This is a marathon, so please support us, InfoWarsStore.com. I need the money right now. It's like in Star Trek Wrath of Khan. He goes, I need warp speed in 3 minutes, we're all dead.
Scotty, I need warp speed in 3 minutes or we're all dead.
And you guys have got us out of this over and over and over again. And me, I'm not giving up. We need to keep pushing because we've got their ass.